This is about take 236, so let's hope this sucker works. Right, so part 2 in the Newspage Basics series, and today we're going to focus on adding experts. So you've created your news page, you have added your areas of expertise, which we discussed in video 1. So now get yourself a fag, get yourself a whiskey, and add some experts. Now, why do you need to add experts to your news page? Well, I'll tell you why. Because journalists aren't mind readers. So unless you've added yourself as an expert on your news page, the whole page is basically as much use as tits on a kipper. I mean, it's got zero value because no journalist can attribute a quote if you send them a quote through our news alerts. They don't know who's actually writing anything. It's just it's coming from nobody, from the void, from some horrific sort of abyss. So just create an expert, and that way journalists can see that when your response comes through on a news alert, they can see that, okay, so Dave or Terry from X, Y, and Z, that company, he's responded, boom. Also, when you add a story needs to have an author. And I know in this kind of, I've studied postmodernism in depth, the death of the author, you know, Bart and all that. But for now, let's be traditional. You need a goddamn expert, you need an author of a story. So when you're creating a story, unless it's got an author, an expert at the top of it, again, zero value. No journalist is going to even read it because they don't know who's written it, there's no context, so add a story. So, you know, I mean, we kind of all know that, you know, probably in 5 or 10 years' time, we're all going to be living in some sort of Hieronymus Bosch meets the Terminator hell. But for now, you have to populate your news page with human beings. That makes it usable. It makes it human and accessible to a journalist. So yeah, so after you've added your expertise, get yourself a fag, have a whiskey, and then add your experts. And if you can do that, boom, you're off and we're ready to go. We're going to hit the races.